The topic of aliens will always be of concern to researchers around the world, at least until there's real evidence of their existence. But it seems that they've already appeared. Scientists have at their disposal mysterious pictures from Mars, footage from the ISS, and even the fact of the presence of a real alien on the moon. It's definitely worth a look. This is Infinity, and in this episode you'll learn the most scandalous truth about aliens and see real evidence that aliens exist. Let's go!
The answer, are we alone?
Right here.
The last few years have been rife with sensationalism and shocking headlines about research on Mars and the imminent start of space tourism to the Red Planet. At this point, there are many fascinating pictures of the structure of the planet and its surface, but overall nothing supernatural. Nothing but the following shocking images. On May 3, 2022, the media was buzzing with reports of a startling photo. A Martian copter captured something unusual. In one of its photos, scientists saw something that looked like a landing capsule, a parachute, and other debris scattered across the Martian landscape. As astronomer Jonathan McDowell of the Center for Astrophysics in Cambridge, Massachusetts, wrote on social media, "Technically, this is debris from a crashed alien flying saucer. The funny thing is that in this case, the aliens in relation to Mars are still humans. But there's speculation that we're talking about the part of the apparatus that separated during the landing of the Mars rover called Persistence back in February 2021. The rover and the copter landed on Mars on February 18, 2021. When the copter made its maiden flight on April 19, 2021, it became the first man-made craft ever to fly on another planet. There were fears that the spacecraft wouldn't be able to break away from the surface of Mars, since the volume of the Martian atmosphere is much smaller than that of Earth, and it's less than 1% of the volume of our planet, which made it unclear whether it would be able to take off. But the copter accomplished the task, and now we can admire the photos it took. But that's not the only story about mysterious pictures of Mars. In the case you're about to hear about, things aren't as clear and straightforward, and researchers are still debating what it could have been. UFOologists have discovered unidentified rectangular-shaped objects in photos of the Red Planet that could be aliens. The photos were taken by a rover on Aeolus Mons. UFOologists believe that the aliens are not indigenous to Mars. Perhaps they came from another galaxy. According to UFOologists, they can observe humanity from the Gale crater where the photos were taken. In August 2020, Russian astronaut Ivan Wagner published striking footage on his social networks. At the time, the astronaut was on the International Space Station. The footage shows a chain of luminous objects following one another. They came into the frame when Wagner was shooting the polar lights over Antarctica. The astronaut transmitted information about his find to the Russian Federal Space Agency. Meteors, satellites, or reflections of the ISS portholes are among popular versions of what's depicted in the footage, but conspiracy theorists also say that the objects caught on camera are UFOs. Anyway, according to academics, Wagner saw a constellation of Starlink satellites belonging to Elon Musk's company. Which version do you believe? Share your opinion in the comments, and stay tuned to see and learn more evidence that aliens exist. The face of an alien on the moon. In 2019, renowned UFOologist Scott Waring published a mysterious photo taken by an astronaut during the 1971 Apollo 14 mission to the moon. The researcher discerned an alien face on a rock formation in the photo. According to the UFOologist, the face of the alien, who may have lived on the moon many years ago, was almost no different than that of a human. He had the same eyes, mouth, hair, and forehead. His ears were larger, and the moon inhabitant himself was larger than a human. Scott Waring also looked at the face of the alien wrinkles and lines and concluded that the representative of an extraterrestrial civilization was already old. Although, as stressed by other researchers, we shouldn't make hasty conclusions about the correlation of external features with the age of the alien creature. Who knows how their bodies are arranged? Also in the photo, which was closely studied by Waring, you can see the shadow of an astronaut with a camera, as well as a hammer and a mug left by him on the rock. The UFOologist said that for decades, authorities have hidden from people the fact of detecting traces of extraterrestrial civilizations. According to him, there's enough evidence that Earthlings are not alone in the universe. Such faces of aliens in rocks or hills are the most important discoveries of astronomy, astrophysics, and astrobiology in the history of mankind, the UFOologist said. An underground alien tunnel on Mars. It's no secret that many UFOologists believe that the official media is hiding the existence of aliens. That's why researchers are engaged in the study of photos from the planets and a detailed study of all the smallest details, and each time they find more and more new things and facts. They did not avoid the famous photo of the red planet. A group of UFOologists again found some new places and objects that were left behind by aliens or inhabitants of Mars. After publishing the photos, which were taken with the orbiter, the scientists enlarged the picture and noticed a large hole on the surface of the planet, which looks like the entrance to an underground base of aliens. The entrance to the underground tunnel is located under the North Polar Cap. One of the UFOologists reported that he was very lucky to discover such a find. He also believes that all the pictures are specially edited before being posted to the public in order to hide the whole truth about the existence of aliens. Be that as it may, it's impossible to unequivocally confirm the opinion of skeptics or those who agree with the UFOologist.
Thank you, Agent K. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
A message for aliens. When we learn about the existence of extraterrestrial life, the first question we're likely to ask ourselves is how we'll communicate with them. Now, in the year 2022, this question seems more relevant than ever. Areas of remote sensing have shown that the vast majority of stars in our galaxy contain planets, many of them exoplanets. Many of them have liquid water on their surface, which is a prerequisite for the existence of life. As we know, the probability that there's life on at least 1 out of a billion such planets is quite high. So it's definitely worth thinking about ways to communicate with extraterrestrials. Space organizations around the world, including NASA, are eager to make contact with alien life, and NASA's come up with a shocking and somewhat controversial way to get the attention of aliens. How? By sending them nudes. Yeah, you heard that right. NASA plans to do this by using binary signals outside Earth's atmosphere to attract extraterrestrial intelligence. A binary coded message has been specially developed for this purpose. It includes the basic mathematical and physical concepts for creating a universal means of communication, followed by information about the biochemical composition of life on Earth, and describes the position of the solar system with a timestamp in the Milky Way relative to global clusters. The project is known as the Lighthouse in the Galaxy and shows various diagrams and charts describing the biochemistry of life on Earth, as well as 2 characters depicting the male and female bodies. The whole message is presented in binary code, since this is the basic form of digital communication that aliens can also use to exchange messages. In fact, the project has held a controversial position among researchers around the world since its inception. For many, this experiment is simply a waste of time, or at worst, a potentially dangerous gamble. Stephen Hawking, one of the great physicists of all time, warned that aliens may simply not see us, just as we do not see bacteria. He said, "If you look at history, you can see that contact between humans and less intelligent organisms has often had disastrous outcomes, and encounters with advanced and primitive technology have ended badly for the less advanced." Hawking went on to say that aliens may be far more powerful than we are, and contact with them is not a good idea. But obviously, our curiosity will never wane until we know what the secrets of space. Be that as it may, it's unlikely that we'll send the cherished message in time or to the right planet. Besides, we have no way of knowing who the recipient will be. What if we give our address to an alien species whose diet is bipedal? Nevertheless, for many explorers and space fans, the project is important, and we can only wait for the near future to see what comes of it.
If you will, look right here.
Interview with a former NASA employee. Today, it seems to us that we're alone in the universe because it's impossible to absolutely confirm any evidence of the existence of aliens. Many facts and arguments will rely only on speculation, but everything has changed dramatically in recent years when the active research on individual space bodies like Mars, as well as space phenomena in general, began. Years of research have unlocked many mysteries of the universe, but the question of whether aliens exist remains open. However, a former NASA scientist believes that an alien-human encounter will soon occur. Jim Green, who retired as NASA's chief scientist in January of this year, told the BBC that many of the aliens are in places very similar to Earth. Interestingly, these planets have one of the most basic conditions for the existence of life: water, and not only in liquid form but also in solid and gaseous forms. Green added that during his work, the organization has made tremendous progress, and during the 40 years that he's worked in the space industry, he and the rest of the team realized a lot. Jim Green also said that the James Webb Space Telescope will be able to help them analyze the atmospheres of currently inaccessible planets. And NASA will even be able to tease the most curious observers with some images of such planets. The telescope can also help compare the atmosphere of distant planets with those we already know well. Jim called this a huge step forward and suggested that in the next few years we may learn about some startling discoveries. This research could be the answer to a key question that sometimes worries everyone. Are we alone in the universe? That's all, guys. Do you believe in the existence of aliens? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you later.